Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the McGonagall Boxing Podcast. Let's get straight down to it, shall we? So obviously the big breaking news is Alexander Usyk is stepping aside for Joshua Fury. That's what's coming out of the world of boxing right now. A lot of sources are backing this up. At first I was like, no, this is not going to happen. He's not going to forfeit his WBO title shot, which he's earned against Joshua. But clearly something's happened in the terms of negotiating with Joshua and Arum and Hearn and Fury. And I believe what's happened is Usyk has been offered step-aside money, substantial step-aside money, and he's also probably been guaranteed another big money fight. Who is he going to fight? Well, the big news coming out of the boxing world again is Deontay Wilder. Now, whether or not Wilder takes this at his age, with his limited kind of fights left, I'm not so sure. I don't think he rates Usyk. I don't think he's really interested unless it's a world title shot. But money speaks. If Hearn can come up with big dollars, big cash, he might take it, because he still probably looks at Usyk as a cruiserweight. He probably looks at that points decision win against Chisora, not very impressive, and goes, I'm going to knock this guy out. But you need two questions there, isn't it? You have to wonder how much left Wilder at 35's got after a beat down and over a year out the ring, and also how many more levels has Usyk got? Was he kind of just playing around? At times it looked like he was winning with such ease against Chisora, minus them first two rounds, which were uncomfortable. After that it was pretty much a cruise, wasn't it? So you have to wonder how many more levels has he got. But I look at it is if Wilder is still, let's say, 90% of the fighter he was going into the Gypsy King Fury fight, then he's going to cause Usyk all kinds of problems. He's got the power, he's got the gangly reach, and Usyk does get hit. He's got sublime boxing skills, but he can't help himself but engage, can he? Because he's a bit like Lomachenko. He's an offensive fighter. He's not just a Mayweather who's happy to sit on the defensive for 12 rounds and not get hit. He wants to engage. As soon as he engages, them long levers, Wilder's so unpredictable. One punch and it's lights out, especially with Usyk, a naturally smaller man. He's not a 19 stone, 6'9" bloke, is he? He's 15 stone, he's 6'3". He's not the build of Fury. So if he gets caught, he's going to be in all kinds of problems. He's not used to having heavyweights that power hit at him. I don't care who he's fought in the past. Even Joe Joyce in the amateurs is not Deontay Wilder at 34, 35 in the heavyweights. It's not. So it's a real pick and fight, isn't it? It'd be fascinating if it happens. I still don't think it will. But clearly that's what Usyk's been offered. He's been offered a big fight against Wilder. After that, maybe Dillian White possibly. And obviously pay-per-view fight for sure, step-aside money, and this is where we're at, which is great news for the Fury AJ fight. But of course that won't happen. Hearn's again come out and said that's not going to happen until fans are in the arena, and I get that. It's too big a money fight for it to be 1,000 people in the crowd. So obviously it's going to be either Saudi or Wembley. My pick is, sadly, I think you might go Saudi with everything that's going on right now. And if it's going to be a 2021 fight, I think they take it over to Saudi, where they've got far more lid on COVID right now, and they get fans and they get the money in. Wembley, I believe, won't happen until 2022. I just think 2021, again, sadly, it's going to be a write-off. I don't think Boris and his government are going to have COVID sorted within a year. It's almost 18 months, isn't it? I mean, they've barely sorted Brexit out after 3 years. This COVID, I don't think it's going to get sorted, sadly, until 2022. So I think Fury, Joshua, as frustrating as it will be, will head to Saudi, or head to fans in the summer, June, July time, and it's going to be huge. But getting back to Usyk, obviously he's going to probably fight the winner of that if he can get through either Wilder or White. I believe there is two options. I don't think any other fight out there's a pay-per-view, is there? I mean, you look at it. I mean, he's Hrgovic is too green at the moment. Ortiz is probably too old, and I think he's probably going to target White. Povetkin, maybe is that a pay-per-view fight? I'm not sure. So yeah, really them two options are White or Wilder. I really like the Wilder fight. I think it's fantastic. I think it's 50-50 on paper. My heart will rule my head. I'm going to go for a Wilder knockout. I still believe he's got enough left. I think he'll catch Usyk. I really do. I think he'll hurt him and stop him. He'll probably be outboxed for 3 or 4 rounds and then bang. That's how I see the fight going. Some people will think Usyk will put up on a clinic, which he can do, especially if Wilder's faded. But I just don't see it. I think Wilder knocks Usyk out. I think it's a who needs him fight for Usyk. Why would you risk that? Unless he firmly believes that Wilder isn't the fighter he was after that beatdown from Fury. He firmly backs his skills and he gets that payday. It's exciting times for the heavyweight division. I cannot wait for 2021. Usyk, Wilder, Fury, Joshua, bring it on.